All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about something huge today, a really powerful idea, actually. It's all about how your choices, just your own choices, can make a whole group better. This is Habit 6, and we're going to call it Be the Reason the Room Gets Better.
You know, when you hear the word teamwork, what pops into your head? Probably a big group project, right? But here's the thing, and this is really the heart of what we're getting at today. Even when you're working completely by yourself, you're still part of a team.
No, really, think about it for a sec. Your class? That's a team trying to learn stuff together. That line you make in the hallway? Yep, that's a team too, just trying to get from A to B. And your recess group? For sure a team, one that's trying to have fun. So the real question, the one you gotta ask yourself is, are my choices helping these teams, or am I kind of making things harder for everyone else? Okay, so all of this brings us to the big official word for Habit 6. It's Synergize. And like we've been saying, it goes way, way beyond just working together on a poster or something. So what does Synergize even mean? Well, the official definition is pretty cool. It's when people work together to make something that's better than what any single person could have done alone. It's like 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2, it equals 3, or even 10. But let's bring that big idea down to earth right into our classroom. We can boil it all down to this. Synergy is just everyone doing their part so the whole room gets better. That's it. It's super simple, but man, is it powerful.
All right, so where does this actually, happen? Let's look at 3 super common moments at school. Moments where your choices can either build that synergy up or totally tear it down.
First up, getting directions. We've all been there. So on one side, you've got a room with zero synergy. People are chatting, rustling through their desks, and then someone asks a question the teacher just answered. And what's the result? The whole class wastes time. But now, look at the other side. This is a room with synergy. What's different? Eyes are up. Voices are off, hands are still, everyone just listens. The first time. Nobody did anything heroic, right? They just did their small part. And because of that, the entire class gets to move on. Okay, now this next one is a huge one. It's so easy to think that when it's time for independent work, you're kind of off the hook, right? Your own little island. But nope. Independent work is absolutely 100% a team moment. Sure, you're working on your own thing, but what you do affects everyone in that room. So how do you have synergy when you're working alone? It's actually just a few simple things. It means you get started right away, you stay locked in on your own work. If you need help, you ask for it the right way, without distracting everybody. And this one is key. You let other people think. You protect their focus just as much as you're trying to protect your own. This really hits the nail on the head. Your job in that moment, it's to help the room succeed. So let people learn, let people focus, let the room work. If you're the one whispering or trying to get your friend's attention, you're not just distracting one person. You're making the whole room harder to be in. And for our third example, transitions. You know, those moments when you're cleaning up one thing and getting ready for the next? Well, those few minutes can tell you everything about whether a class has synergy. See, a synergistic transition is smooth. People move quick, they're quiet, and they know where they're going. You actually save time for the fun stuff. But when there's no synergy, oh man, people drag their feet, they're loud, the teacher has to give like 5 reminders, and poof, there goes 5 minutes of class time that you'll never get back, all because of a sloppy transition. A single person can help the class move forward, or they can bring the whole thing to a grinding halt. Okay, so we've looked at getting directions, working by yourself, and moving between activities. All of this stuff, it all comes down to one simple but really powerful question. This is the question that Habit 6 wants you to keep in your head. And here it is. Just ask yourself this. Do my choices make the room better, or do they make it harder? Not funnier, not more exciting, not louder, just better or harder. In this exact moment, are you helping the team win, or are you kind of holding it back? And listen, this is so much bigger than just school. Learning how to make whatever room you're in better, that's a skill you're going to use for your entire life. Seriously. Think about it. Your family needs synergy just to get out the door in the morning. A sports team without synergy? No way they're going to win. Your group of friends needs it to actually, be friends. And someday at your job, it'll be essential. Trust me, people always notice who makes the team better and who makes things harder for everyone. So let's bring this all home. I've got a challenge for you. It's super simple. You don't have to become a whole new person overnight. Just pick one small thing you can do to make the room better. Today. So what could that be? Maybe your one thing is to really listen the first time the directions are given. No repeats needed. Or maybe it's just starting your work the second you're supposed to. No hesitation.
How about this one? Make it your mission to keep your voice from pulling other people off task. Or maybe you're going to be the master of the quick, quiet transition. You can even just try to solve a little problem on your own without making a big deal out of it. Just pick one. That's it.
Because at the end of the day, that's what Habit 6 is all about. It's not just about group projects. It's about being the kind of person that makes everyone around you better. It's about making a choice, in all the small moments and the big ones, to be the reason the room gets better.